I think that a lot of people look to Koch Industries as that's our sugar daddy.
I would be hard-pressed to find two things that are more important to this community than Koch Industries and soccer basketball.
They could be anywhere, but we're awfully proud they're here.
Wichita, Kansas looks like a company town in many ways. There are no shortage of reminders that this is the home of Koch Industries. But despite the Koch family patronage that dots the region, the company only employs a small number of Wichita residents. 3,500 people, or roughly 1% of the city's population, here at its remarkably unmarked headquarters, which perhaps is what leaves room for a diversity of opinion about the political agenda of the nation's second largest private company and the state's sixth largest employer.
Koch Industries has provided a fairly stable base to the economy for a lot of people, and that's allowed them to frame their image in a more benevolent way than really what it is.
We get tagged as a conservative, right-wing company. We're not.
It's unfortunate that being successful in business, being a great employer, being a great provider of things people value in the marketplace makes you open to criticism.
We're sitting in Charles Koch Arena, okay? This place is beautiful, and I can show you around a little bit. They put a nice chunk of change into this building. Look at this, Charles Koch Arena. This was all Koch. See, they did all this.
You see the name of our arena, so that kind of sums that up real quick.
Kansas and the Kochs are linked nearly inextricably, and as the political conversation focuses more on outside groups like the Koch's Americans for Prosperity, the conflict in Wichita reflects a similar national divide.
We have had a number of death threats against Charles Koch and David Koch. They think we are this evil and bad, and we're not. And we're not a lot of what we're portrayed. So I attribute a lot of that venom and invective and all that to the national political theater in which we're living now.
What I hear is, well, look at all the good things that they do for us. I mean, they're a big employer. They do Big Brothers, Big Sisters. They revamped the arena at Wichita State University. They put money in the zoo. They donate to this. They donate to that. That is all just bells and whistles, the shiny little thing to distract you while they are proceeding to try to change our country into what they want it to be.
I have no opposition to the Kochs putting as much money as they want into the YMCA or putting as much money as they want into our universities so long as they're not trying to influence curriculum, or putting as much money they want into the Salvation Army and all the other charitable organizations they invest in. It's the other side of what they do with their money that we take issue with. It's the policies that drive people into homelessness that now depend on these charities that we take issue with.
You know, there's no really prosperity here. Where do they go? And like, you know, my daughter who just graduated from WSU was telling me, Mom, what's here? I mean, the biggest thing you can aspire to do is work for the Koch brothers. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to have to leave the state in order to, you know, to really do what I want to do.
Yeah, my brother and his wife both are employed by Koch.
We're going to all have disagreements, even within your own family.
I tend to not engage in in-depth conversations with my brother and his spouse about their employer.
The hope is that you can disagree and still not want to kill each other.